everyone. Welcome back to the Learning Lab vlog. So today I'm very excited to welcome Carole VALLEE from La Prairie. Hello, Carole. All good?
Hello, Pascal. I'm happy to be with you.
So, alors, Carole, you are the Global Senior Education Manager, Digital and CRM at La Prairie. You tell me if I'm wrong, but your career focused very much into intersection between the luxury retail and digital learning. You want to say a few more words about your current or your historical path and your current challenge at La Prairie?
Ouais, sure. I've been in the luxury training industry for about 20 years now, and I've held various positions within the retail training, from trainer to training content creator, so both in the field, in the markets, and at headquarters of major luxury houses. So I began my career actually in the luxury hospitality industry before moving into fashion in 2014. And then I moved to skincare 4 years ago. So now I'm working at La Prairie in beautiful Zurich, Switzerland. But I've been very happy and curious being able to explore all these different words through the lens of training. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I know you've been very busy lately. You've been developing a very interesting, very exciting project within La Prairie. I would say changing a lot of different factors. I would like to know what now guides you when you design a learning program. What is the most important for you in terms of I would say content format to engage your learners?
That's a very good question. I would always try to put myself into the shoes of our beauty advisors or sales advisors, and also in the client's shoes, so that we explore all the facets of the experience. So as a content designer, obviously I want my content to be accessible, but also very enticing to read or to watch. So I would very much look at the trends in socials and try to mimic a bit what's trending now. So for example, we've been experiencing this kind of Netflix type of miniseries around our latest innovations, around the topic of selling. And it has been very successful and impactful because we saw that this mini-series format, having a habit of or a rendezvous every, let's say, Wednesday, you have a release of your new episodes around a specific topic of the innovation through the lens of, it could be sell, could be a specific trend linked to the product, was very, very successful. So we really try to benchmark and to look at what is trending now on social, and we give ourselves carte blanche really to explore and be in the flavor, in the trend. And I think it's very interesting because it's different from what we've been doing 10, 15 years ago. But having this much shorter attention span from our learners really force us to be ahead of the trends and make sure that we cope with the new trend. We want to watch the episode, and at the same time, it tackles a topic that they need to talk with the clients, so that they have the same level of expertise or information as well as the client. Because clients get very savvy now on skincare, especially. So you want to make sure you pick up on trends and cascade it to your beauty advisors. So through different formats, but to answer shortly to your question, I think videos has been quite huge lately at La Prairie.
Oh, it's very interesting. We are very aligned, Carole, because I think I totally agree with you. I think we have a lot to learn from social media. Why is it so sticky? Why is it so engaging? Why people are spending too much time, I think, in this, and I think yes, the getting inspired by the format, the very sleek and really well designed format of social media, but this, with a layer of knowledge, did you know, and so on. I think it's is really, I totally agree with you. There is something to develop and to learn. And also, I really like what you say about the Netflix format because I believe that to memorize, we need emotion, and video, especially online, it's very emotional, it's very memorable. And I think this kind of a Netflix approach, I totally agree. It's very inspiring, and you're very right to invest in this field. I would like to say for you, La Prairie, today, are you also have you developed a blending learning strategy? Having the support of e-learning platform or application, but also reconnecting with the learners, because after COVID, it's like maybe we went too far into bringing everything online, and we forget that we are social people and we need to interact. Now, interact could be on the shop floor, could be online discussion, live webinar or virtual classroom, as we like to name it in e-learning. So, what is your blending approach at La Prairie?
Yeah, totally. I think we need this human connection, and being in the learning training world for 20 years, I can only say that we as trainers love this human connection. That's why we land in this work, right, in this job. And you feel that advisors are the same. I mean, you need blended format, but at some point you need this human connection, whether it's a formal physical training momentum or a coaching momentum on the floor with your trainer or with your retail coach. So what we've done so far at La Prairie is that we have this blended journey with always a pre-work. That can be this mini Netflix series, for example, or article on our app. Then you have either a digital or physical training momentum with your beauty advisors. So as far as our markets are concerned, if they can go for a physical event, this is what we will recommend as much as they can. If not, it will be a virtual event via Teams or any other means. And then we always develop a post training that is also in the app mostly, or that could be also coaching on the floor. So another momentum physical momentum that you will have with your trainer. So we really try to blend this as much as we can. But I would say that our average would be probably 60 to 70% of self-learning. I think COVID
Okay,
has really
interesting.
changed the way companies are training. I think there is a bit less travels as well, even though our trainers continue to travel massively to visit the store, visit the teams, organize training events. We rely much more on digital tool, whether it be app or Teams meeting, but the virtualization of training has happened. And since then, I think we try to move the needle a bit backward, but still it's much more than pre-COVID, I would say. So yeah, we always have this big momentum throughout the year as well, where we bond with our community. So we have this at least once or twice a year, a bigger retail training community event where we have a live event. We can answer to our community, whether it's our trainers or coach in the market. So we want to really keep the relationship because this is our main driver, right? We share information that are both relevant from top down, bottom up. I mean, we're all in the same boat, working for the same company, working for our internal client, our beauty advisors. So we want to have this connection and make sure that we are aligned on the same page, sharing the same values, and that key messages that we want to convey are super clear, so that we make sure that it goes, the message is well spread. But it's a good question, because I think it's a new era for training. It's really different.
But the percentage you're giving, I think, is pretty right, and it's a good balance. And for these, to promote the continuous learning and make sure that people, they are, they don't let information being blurry, and especially they don't miss the new information about new products and so on. How do you coach your community? Is it through newsletter, notification, direct messages? Do you have like specific calendar, learning path? Do you have like specific target with certification? So how do you coach them and you keep the tension between the learner, and also you are talking about self-learning, but it's do you in a shop floor, do you have the manager giving them some space for training? So yeah, a lot of questions,
A
sorry.
lot of questions, yes. I will try to tackle everything, but we do a bit of everything you've just mentioned.
Yeah.
I would say to make sure we keep the momentum with our beauty advisors is like organizing challenges. So
Okay.
our parti pris was that we use our app to obviously train our people, but also
Mhm.
to give a sense of belonging to the same community. So with my partner in crime, Maria, we design e-learnings for the whole, the global training community or the global retail community, sorry, the BAs. But of course, the content is also localized, and we have regional and local trainers who will also create content on their end. But we always make sure that we create momentum around key business moments. So if we have a
Mhm.
new innovation, for example, we will create a challenge around it. So we will use our app, and especially this, what is called the wall. So basically the community page where you land when you open the app, to really have this engagement around the
Mhm.
product or the novelty. We will put some different format around, for example, a timeline of like 3 weeks around a bit before, during, and after the launch momentum, to make sure that we really talk about the same topics but from different angles, and we will
Mhm.
make sure that we have this around a challenge. So we create a positive motivation between the markets as well. So I think it's super fun to see also the different dynamics we have, and to see sometimes smaller market really like going super bold on some challenges. So this is how we basically make sure that we have this emulation, positive emulation, and also how could I say, consistency across the message. So
Okay.
we make sure it's hard to adapt to so many different markets, right? We
Yeah.
operate in, I don't know, 80 markets probably. So we need to make sure that we find different angles that will speak to everyone. And I think a challenge is always something super positive, and there is prize at the end. So they are super happy and proud, sorry, to win products at the end. And I think it's well, deserved, and it's rewarding also to have it as a client. So we will send it with a handwritten note, and we
Oh,
will
it's good.
post something also with a picture of the winner, saying, "Oh, well done, Mercedes, for this for winning this first prize, da da da," and also well done to this and this country, or this person who went super strong on the page, on the challenge. So we really try to wrap this into nice packages around key momentum, key business momentum. I hope it answered to your
Yeah.
question, but
No, no, it's really, really good. I really like the little GIF, that you collect points and you can win a GIF and so on. I think in terms of company culture is good, and
mm,
you're right. Managing so many markets with different languages, it's very challenging in terms of to make sure that you also develop a sense of brand, and voice within the company. That's a big challenge. I will challenge you as well. I'm always I don't know why I do that. Always like double questions. But for now, how do you foresee AI? Because it's like for brand that needs to deliver a very strong brand experience. How do you manage that? Do you have like a hybrid approach, or do you, and some very, very key brands today, they are still, rejecting the support of AI to keep authenticity. Sometimes you can, embrace it as well, for example, for automatic translation and to help you to synthesize some AV document. So how do you approach the AI, the AI question within your group?
quite openly with lots of positive vision about AI, because I think for now it's still a friend. So we
Mm-hmm.
are really exploring massively AI, I would say. We really rely on AI-driven tools for our translation, not fully, but as much as we can. It's not
Mm-hmm.
perfection, but it's a great progress, I think, to address
Mm-hmm.
markets
For sure.
specialization in a timely manner. It's really a friend. When I think back, just like 3 to 5 years back, it would have taken, I don't know, several weeks to deliver a training package in different languages. But now it's a matter of a few days, even
Yeah.
hours sometimes, if it's
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like quite short. So in that sense, I'm like, it's really positive. I really embrace it
Mm.
positively. Of course, you want to give your personality, I mean, to give the personality of the brand in the content you create. So I would never let AI tool create everything on my behalf. I would rely on it to support maybe on the creative process, on the
Mm-hmm.
ideation. I just told you before that we are doing a lot of challenges. So sometimes you want to, yeah, co-create with AI.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in that sense, we were quite bold with AI, because we've been really exploring like avatars and creating fully AI powered content using different
Mm-hmm.
apps. But still, it was coming from ourselves for our people in a very La Prairie way. And I think it has been super well received, what we've done so far, because we always put the disclaimer that it's made with AI so that people know, because you can end up with a beautiful, like we did something, I don't know, for the festive season, like, following some trends. It was a beautiful, like, skier on the slopes with a beautiful La Prairie mask, which
Mm-hmm.
doesn't exist. So you just
Mm.
need to make sure that your teams will not think like, oh, are we doing like ski
Mm.
mask? No.
Mm.
But
I
you
mean,
can really explore other aspects of your company or your values and make sure that it's always, within what is acceptable. But I think when we speak about training, we still speak to our internal people. So you can go a bit more creative sometimes, and yeah, we have some guidelines that we make sure that we never cross. So we also share it with our local teams so that we are all aligned on what to do, what not to do. And we have great example, also best practices that we share. And we really try to upskill ourselves when we see something nice that we, explore. And if we think it's successful, we then try to train our regional and local counterparts so they can also use it, because we feel it's,
mm.
efficient, great way to train or to make a greater impact. So we are quite voilà, embracing AI.
That's very interesting. Well, I like as well the fact that it's a hybrid version, and it's your assistant, and you're not becoming the assistant. So you
No.
need to keep the control over the story. But
Yeah.
just to finish, for for this coming months of years, what do you see as new trend, or what you would like to focus? Is it like you will continue to develop your project that is video-based learning with the Netflix approach, or social learning? Do you have activity-based learning to keep the people interacting, or bringing multimedia and the platform in use for on-site training? So what is your big project you have in mind for the coming years?
I would say continuing to push the learning ecosystem to really fit as much needs as we have.
Mhm.
So basically, not going maybe only into digital training, but seeing the picture as a bigger picture. We're part of
Mhm.
retail. As such, I think I can really support my colleagues on the retail excellence side, because very often when there is a glitch or something, we knock at training's door, right? Because
Mhm.
we know
Mhm.
how to solve problem, handle objection, be creative and find solutions. We are very solution-oriented people, very pragmatic people. So I think we have a lot to bring to our retail colleagues, and probably if other colleagues from retail are listening to me, they probably collaborate already heavily with training or training with the rest of their, bigger team. And I think really training can support probably a bit further retail excellence, operations, because we've been quite explorer and trailblazers in some stuff that maybe we could support better and find some, maybe more seamless way to doing things. Or and I think the app that we have will evolve very nicely, and we are very happy about it. So we will be continuing to make it work, further and better for our needs at La Prairie, and making sure it answers our BA needs, so that if it answers better their needs of an intuitive app, maybe a one entry to lots of different tasks that they have to perform, then they will be more confident and maybe less stressed to be fully dedicated to servicing our clients. So I think when you help your BAs or your advisors, somehow you help your clients. So I would say this is what will occupy me in the next months, making sure that we bring more features maybe in the learning tool that we already have, going also in this, you have this AI powered coaching tool, these kind of things that, sometimes you have your coach coming and visiting you and supporting you on feedback, giving feedback and upskilling you, but sometimes is not there, and you want to, progress on some stuff or make sure you self-assess yourself on some skills. And I think these little tools can support you to, making sure that you're on the right track, or you can learn better or faster or as you wish, and really build your own learning path with, at your pace, for your needs, on where you see yourself in a few months or years. So, voilà, every little layers of support we can bring into the same tool would be greatly appreciated. So this is where I'm going to focus my attention in the next months.
Exciting. Very, very good. This was, listen, Carole, it was really a pleasure to talk to you today. I'm sure the auditor will appreciate very much this interview. They can leave, even question in the comment in the video, and I will share it with you. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity to talk to us. And I say to the rest of the community, see you very soon for a new interview. Thank you, Carole.
Thank you, Pascal.